Hello, everybody. I want to talk about what to do when your adult son or daughter decides to cut contact and you are still the bank of mom or dad. My experience has me going back 14 years, and when each one of my daughters decided to cut contact, I cut them off. Oldest one left. I said, you're going to have to get your own cell phone, your own insurance, you pay for your own vehicles, etc. That's just it. Youngest left. I was trying to text her. She wouldn't respond. I said, if you're not going to respond, I had no choice but to cut her off as well. And after that, I did not, the youngest has been gone for a long time, and oldest one had come back initially the first time, or after 4 years, she returned, and we ended up reconnecting, reestablishing our relationship. She came back and I said, why did you leave? And she said, because you screamed at us and we were afraid of you. And I said, how often? She said, once a week or once a month. So that's all I heard. And so we had a relationship. I had always given her I always had two vehicles for the most part, just in case one broke down, because I always bought older vehicles. And so I ended up giving her a vehicle to use, and that was it. I just let her use it. I don't remember charging her for it or anything, but she was to maintain the vehicle, pay insurance and all that. And she also paid for all of her own bills, half of our rents, etc. So we split the bills down the middle, and because we were both working, we were both adults, just the way it was. And so the car she was driving had problems, going to be really expensive, and so she was working two jobs at the time, full-time and part-time. And she said, can you help me get a car? And I said, sure. And I had never had a newer car or a vehicle over $3,000. I just really never spent that much money. And so I said, as long as you can afford the payments, that's fine. We found her a car around $13,900. The payments were, I think it's $365 a month. I don't remember. And everything was fine. We were together for about 2 years, living together. We had rented a couple of different apartments, and then she decided that she was going to estrange again, and she took the vehicle with her. So I said, I don't care what happens as long as you make your car payments. And for the most part, she did, and she ended up deferring 5 or 6 payments through the loan, which is fine as long as you catch up, because at the end of the loan, you have to pay all of those payments at one time. And so she took off with the car. I thought she was doing okay. And then I met now my husband, and I was moving from my old apartment to our home, and my neighbor across the hall where I had lived said, there's a package by your door. I said, open it. She says, well, there's a car key and a note inside, and there's a vehicle up front. Well, lo and behold, my daughter ended up dropping the vehicle off in front of my apartment building. And then I get a text from her saying, I'm done with the car. I left it. And I have all the texts. So I said, oh my gosh. The vehicle was there. I brought it to my home where I live now because I couldn't leave it there on the street. The check engine light was on. The loan company, I called them. There was a $9,000 balance on the car, plus all the deferred payments. And I thought, okay, we'll just do the O2 sensor. And she said, I've really maintained it. And I said, okay. Come to find out, she had put 100,000 miles on the car within 4 years. The engine was basically shot, which destroyed the knock sensor, cat converter, something else. So I had to put $1,300 into the car in order to renew the tags. So it was about a $10,000 lesson. I know other parents who have more expensive lessons than I. And I just want to say, when your children leave and they want to adult, let them adult. Don't be afraid to cut contact. Be afraid of not having money saved for a rainy day. What if you get sick and you cannot work, or you get laid off? What do you have in the bank? What do you have for you? So that's my story. I have not given my children, my daughters, money since. They have not asked. And if we had a relationship today, would I? I would help them, because that's what my dad did for me. But if it was a significant amount of money, it would probably be a loan. And we'd go to the bank and have everything notarized. That's just me personally, but if I don't have a relationship with someone, they're not going to enjoy the fruits of my labor. So that was my lesson. Take it or leave it. If they cut you off, just Bank of Mom is closed. You get your own cell phone, your own insurance. There's ways to do everything. So if they want it, they have to work for it. And I'll be